Mortighull, the Bold Ossian. Mortighull is a young and as yet relatively untested Knight of Mortis, but Reaper General Demethile must have seen a spark of greatness within him when he handpicked Mortighull to lead his own command. Some say the honour that has been bestowed upon him is wasted on one so brash and headstrong, but Mortighull desires nothing more than to prove that his boundless self-confidence is justified. He is certain to rise by virtue of his ambition, which is rivalled only by his bravado. It is this spark of wild independence that both exhilarates his comrades and gives his superiors within the faction of Bone great pause. Still, those who serve with him admire that he leads by example, never hiding behind the swords of others. The underworld's newest soldiers yearn to be tested upon a battlefield, an eventuality that death is perhaps not prepared to seek just yet. Hello everyone, it's Alex. Welcome back to CollectioNeo. And yes, we're back in the Court of the Dead. And today we have Mortighull. Now I just read from the Chronicle, as I always do. But this is a slightly different Mortighull. As you can see on screen, it doesn't match this artwork. All four arms working, which we'll get into later. And obviously a different face. A face of two eyes. So this is Mortighull when he was a captain. Now originally, Mortighull was shown at San Diego Comic-Con in 2014. Where it was literally the one I thought, yeah, that's cool. It's a big skeleton warrior. He's got cool armour. He looks cool. And then it was announced that he wasn't being made out of all the pieces, which is typical for me. The one I love wasn't going to get made. But because of the everyone was asking where's Mortighull. Mortighull's super cool. When's he coming? They decided to actually make him as a premium format and change the pose up slightly. So originally, as you can see, he's got his sword up high here. On the original one, he had it down low. It looked kind of odd and awkward. I didn't mind it. I think this is a far, far superior pose. And I've seen some people saying, oh, the original pose was buried just because it was so different. But honestly, in hand, I think this is more practical. In the other pose, it gave huge width to the statue. So I don't even know how you display it like that. And they also changed the base as well. The original base that Mortighull had is kind of what Demethile got, which is a much taller base, a more simpler decorative base, and as you'll see in a bit, we've gone to more of a catacomb base. So yeah, Mortighull is one of those pieces like, I don't care when you put it up, I don't care how much it is, I'm going to buy it. Now, price point, he was $600, which for when we go over this thing, I think is a bargain. $600 now is a bargain, of course it fucking is. And this is exclusive version. We'll go into exclusive there. I think this is was this the third exclusive piece after Death and Malavestros? Yeah, so they started doing Court of the Dead exclusives, which makes sense to be honest. And it's like, did I say it's 500 ES? He's 500 ES for the exclusive, which is I think the same as Death and Malavestros. Not sure about the newer pieces like Kia and Gallivare. All them new designs, they're all got exclusive pieces as well. I'm looking at notes, by the way. Right. So, as I was saying, the book was Mortighull as a captain, whereas this is focusing on him as a general. So he is literally Demethile's, I wouldn't say equal, but they're both generals at this point. So I think what they originally planned to do, Sideshow, was show Mortighull as a captain and keep Demethile as the Reaper General. But like I say, this sculpt and this pose and this style was so, wanted by the fans that they just, and it's easy for Sideshow to just do a quick pose change, a redesign base, and put him out. And I'm so glad they have. This is one of those statues that just makes me love this hobby. It makes me love collecting. It makes me giddy with excitement. As I was putting together, and there is a lot of pieces, I was just like, oh my god, this looks so fucking good. Piece-wise, let's have a quick count. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 pieces. If it's a lot of statue, but unlike the cape on Death, this was a hell of a lot of fun putting together. A bit of complications on the back, which we'll go into when we get around the back, but nothing too bad. You know, everything keyed in, magnets are all strong. I've seen someone else on the Statue Forum saying his magnets are a bit weak. I honestly haven't had a problem whatsoever. And we'll go over some of the bits and bobs on this. This statue's got so much detail. I don't want to do a super long video on him, but we'll start at the base. As usual, I'll keep talking, and we'll see how we go on. So we're going to go right down to the base. We're going to drop this. Boom. So like I say, the original base was similar to Demethyl's, quite high, quite chunky, just the core to the Dead design more than you know, anything environmental. So here they've gone for more it's like a catacomb or a crypt that's that he's standing above. So you've got all skulls here. As we spin, there's actually a skull here with demon horns. So maybe that's a nod to the beasts, to the daemon. And we've got like one with like bull horns there, from what I can tell. So that's the bottom of the base. Then we've got these spikes. Then we move up to the top. There's actually like it literally looks like a broken up catacomb. There's all dirt, and all the bodies have like got dirt running through them. It's like they've literally been unearthed. Paints are really good. All this has got like lots of colours in there, browns and greys and blacks. But I just love that they've done this. The ethereal blue, like we see on Shard's base, is just running. Just a little tiny bit of it all on the edges here. And it just makes the base pop. There's like bits in the stonework here where it's like been brushed over, like a wash. And then as we move on to Mortighull, I keep wanting to call him Demethyle. Demethyl's so ingrained in my head. But if we go on to the Mortighull's boots, the whole armour as we go over this, it's a bronzy, goldy. They've definitely, from what I can tell from the prototype from 2014, he was more gold and looked quite pristine. They've gone for more. I mean, he is called Risen Reaper General, and it does look like he's kind of been on Earth recently. There's a lot of blacks. The armour looks tarnished. There's lots of oxidization. Got it third time. That copper look. HCG did it on the Predator 2 mask, and it really worked there. But it just looks stunning here, and like those blues add to like the ethereal blue on the base. But yeah, let's just keep spinning, because as you can see as well, we've got so much media at the back. Let's come up to these kneecaps. Let's get into some of these details. And as you can see, it's just, let's move them forward a little bit. Let's bring the whole lot a bit forward. It's just all the sculpt and the paint. So here we've got like, they look like skulls, but they're wearing masks on his kneecaps. We've got these huge pauldrons thing. Flaps, let's go with flaps. So these are mixed media, like a leather, and then the polystyrene over the top. And then at the back, we've got cloth. Nice weathering on the base. More of the leather. As you can see his hands there, which we'll go into a bit more in a minute. You can see the chainmail on the back of the knees. Let's go up to the sword. Oh, we're going to have to extend the legs. So let's go to the chest and the sword sort of thing. So the sword, I've actually took the sword out because it's huge. It's like a flamberge. This is plastic. There is actually a lot of plastic on him, which I totally understand. The main body is really big and heavy. But a lot of these PCs like these, I can't get it. I'll try it again in a minute. But all this sword piece here, that's plastic. These thin pieces here, plastic. They need to be. So this is one big piece that holding both sword foot. Come on, Alex, spit it out. Both forearms connect to the elbows with these pieces, and then they're holding the sword. And as you can see, if we just come back, we've got this huge, huge sword. Lots and lots of details. Like I say, it's just, I've just stared at it. I've just done some pictures and I'm just like, whoa, I could take 1,000 pictures of this and not capture everything. And then moving up to the chest plate, similar design to Demethyle, and of course we've got like the court logo, sort of. A more the court logo kind of demonstrates all three factions: bone, spirit, and flesh. And this is kind of like this is just the bone version, because obviously he is bone faction. But yeah, I mean, honestly, guys, I don't know how it's coming out on video, but you've got to see this thing in hand. And we move up a little bit more. Can we go a little bit more? Let's see if we can just get a little bit more height. And we've got these huge shoulder pauldrons, which they're magnetic. They come off. These pieces here come off as well, which I'm not going to take off, but these are all magnetised. The wings just slot in. So you've got these black like angel crow wings. And then that face, which I will take the head off in a minute and get you a bit more close up on the face. So the green eye just pops just like Demethyle's blue eyes. It's just it's just amazing. Now look at this detail on the back. Oh, sword's touching wall. Sword's coming out. I'm never breaking a statue on video, and if I do, you'll never see it. All these details on the back, just skull upon skull. It's skulltastic. It's just ridiculous amounts of skulls. Now, as you saw in the artwork, when he was a captain, he had 4 arms. He'd be using all 4, and obviously he didn't have the scar on the face. But at some point, these arms must get decommissioned. Because as you can see, as we go down, travel down the back, and what we got a glimpse of earlier with the hands, as these are chained up around his back. So these are actual mixed media chains, and the 2 hands are separate. The bits that are chained together, they're one piece, and then the 2 tops of the arms, they're one piece. And as you can see, it's just languish of details. The sculpt is phenomenal. It really is. There's nothing, I'll tell you now, guys, I've been collecting a long time, and there's nothing better than wanting a statue, needing a statue, and it coming out great. It's just like, price does not matter. You know, when I think back on reviewing the Predator 2 maquette, and I paid 950 quid for it, whatever it was, £1,000 near enough, and it was just so disappointing. There's nothing worse. And I don't understand how anyone can keep a piece when it's kind of like not up to scratch on what you've paid. But this is just unbelievable. You know, I was in on the court anyway, and it took me a long time to pick up certain pieces and, you know, get rolling on it, especially with so many other pre-orders. That's my problem. I like everything. You speak to me about anime, you speak to me about video games, you speak to me about role-playing games, fighting games, shoot-em-ups, racing games, you talk to me about comics, anime, you know, everything. I hate to say it, I sound arrogant, but, you know, I know my shit, and I get into everything. I've got fingers in every pie. That's one of my biggest problems. I mean, if you've watched my channel over the last few years, you'll see my collection's just been all over the place, because I do get bored quick. But these, when a collection keeps coming out and keeps evolving, like the Court of the Dead, then I'll never get bored. And if pieces like this keep coming, then that's it. You know, you don't need much more to keep me collecting than stuff like this. So I'm going to take Mortighull's head off and just give us a bit of a... The eye looks fantastic. And I love that it's green and Demethal's blue. You know, if we can get a pink, a yellow and a red. Court of the Dead Rangers. Now the exclusive part is the Veil of Mortality, which is a mask. So this is a thing that they're kind of doing now with the court pieces. Kia's coming with a mask. Her exclusive actually isn't the mask or the stand. You get a mask stand with all the masks now as well, which looks cool. But Kia actually, her exclusive isn't that. She comes with a demon head or an angel and the angel head for the exclusive. And I've got Kia on pre-order, so I will review here. But like I say, Death. He had 2 masks. Sadly, no stand for his mask, but they did do. Was it Osane? They did a standalone mask called an Osane mask, but you couldn't take the mask off and you couldn't put it on Death. Because that came out before the Death premium format. It's a very strange thing to do, but it's called the Aspects of Death line. So, but now obviously they're going to release the 3 masks for each faction: Spirit, Flesh, and Bone. So and Death can wear all them. So what they've done with Mortighull here is included his mask, and it comes on a really nice little stand. Again, all the ethereal blue everywhere. We've got skulls, which have been half painted in blue, which I'm guessing represents the scar on Mortighull's face, and again there. If it does, it's super cool. And basic Court of the Dead stuff on the base. It's a nice little stand. So the exclusive is the stand and the mask. Now the mask, I was like, what? That's super weird. I didn't expect the mask to look like that. It's kind of got, I can't remember. They did a life-size bust of it. And it says in the Chronicle as well. There's like this guy who's based, from what I can tell because of the moustache, on Tom Gilliland, who runs Sideshow and Court of the Dead's his baby. And this bust looked very, very eerily like him. And this has got the moustache thing going on as well. So this is... It's either a very light polystone or a plastic, but it's so thin. So as you can see, to attach it, it's just got these 2 things here that go in Mortighull's nose. And we've got a magnet. So let me scooch up and I'll get this on Morty. Yep. There we go. Now you can line it up with the nose. The magnet's pretty strong, so it will just clip on. That's about right. It gives the statue all of a look. It kind of looks like a Dark Souls boss now. I really like it. I do like it. It's not as cool as his skull face. So I'm not going to say the EX is essential, because it's not, but it's fucking cool. It's very cool. And like I say, it just gives the statue a kind of different look. It really does. I hope they do this. I think Odium, the big, huge, raging maquette thing that was shown, which still hasn't gone up for pre-order, he comes with a mask as well. So you're going to have quite a little mask collection. And if masks are the way they go for EXs, then I'm totally on board with that. Like the Malavestros one's cool, the true face of the fool, but I would like that on the stand as well. I think if they can do the stands and the masks, which seems to where they're going now, I'm on board with that. But yeah, and then the mask, if you just want to take it off, it just comes off really easy. And then on the stand as well, there's 2 little holes here for the nose part to go in. If you'll focus on this, please, thank you. And then there's a magnet at the top. So you just put the bottom bit in, and then it clips on, and it's pretty stable. So, Mortighull. My favourite Court of the Dead piece I own, definitely. I think it's better than Demethyl. I think it's better than Death. I think it's better than Ogilvale. I think it's better than Shard. The Queen of the Dead, Gethsemane, and I think it's better than Evorcus the Red Death. Red Death is a very different thing, and Red Death will always be one of my favourites, but this is just so fucking rich with detail, and I just think Sideshow smashed it. And if they carry on like this, I will continue to give them my money. And speaking of money, so Kia, I think, is shipping out in the next few months, hopefully. Really looking forward to it. I didn't buy the original Kia because she shot up in price and she was quite difficult to display. She's about 20, I think she's about 26, 28 inches tall. She's big. This one's a lot smaller, about 24. So it'll give me more room to display others. And I really like the pose in the new one. I like the scream, the displayable mask, the switch out Angel and Demon Head. It's got a lot going on, the new one has. So that was my choice for Kia. And then after that, really, I really got to knuckle down and get Malavestros. Once something sells, or once I decide to sell something, Malavestros is top of the list, really. And then after that, I'm just waiting for Poxel to go up for order. I think Poxel looks amazing. And then we'll see. Rally Gravelach, I really like the look of as well. Be interested to see what the EX is on those. Poxel, I think, is going to be the Plague Mask. Looks like he's wearing a mask as well. Hopefully they deliver a stand with that as well. So Court of the Dead's future is looking very, very bright. I just hope they start putting things up for order. There's been quite quiet on the Court of the Dead front, and I think Sheev was actually cancelled, despite being redesigned and then shown again at SDCC. I guess they haven't got faith in her selling, but she looks cool. And it's another piece that I'd pick up, you know, on the aftermarket. I mean, this, like I say, it was just instant pre-order. Kia, I got $75 off Court of the Dead pieces, so I use that. And the thing is, when you order a Court of the Dead piece, they send you 10% off any other Court of the Dead piece. So, you know, if Poxel goes up at $600, I've potentially got $60 off him straight away. I just hope they get him up for order soon. I will at some point, maybe when Kia comes, I will line up all the Court of the Dead stuff and get a video of them all together. I will be posting pictures up on Statue Forum and Sideshow Freaks and probably on a few Facebook groups, so keep an eye out for them. And I may get a picture of Morty with Demethyl and Death if I've got the room. We'll see. But there you go, guys. Another visit to the court. A phenomenal piece. Honestly, guys, if you're into the court, if you're into this sort of thing, this is it's the best court piece. It really is. I really truly think it is. It's just littered with detail and it's just so fucking cool. But yeah, next review will probably be First Things Tacky. I think that's shipping out in a couple of weeks, so I'll probably be back then. Thanks for watching, guys, as always, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.